this morning's sermon. If you have a Bible, open to Romans 13:11-12.
로마서 13장 11절에서 12절 말씀입니다. 로마서 13장 11절에서 12절 말씀.
The title of this sermon is Wake Up.
오늘 아침에 주제 말씀은 깨어있자, 깨어라 하는 제목으로 말씀 전하겠습니다. 먼저 로마서 13장 11절에서 12절을 함께 읽으시겠습니다.
This is all more urgent for you to know how late it is. Time is running out. Wake up, for our salvation is near. Now than we first believed. The night is almost gone. The day of salvation will be here. So remove the dark deeds like dirty clothes and put on the shining armor of right living. The setting in Acts 12 is pretty sad and bleak. Peter was in prison, chained to 2 Roman soldiers. King Herod had already executed James, Peter, fellow apostle, for his Christian ministry. 'Twas the night before Peter's trial. There was all likelihood that he too would be guilty and would be executed. And what was Peter going to do in what may have been his last few hours of his life? He was sleeping. He was probably the only Christian in Jerusalem asleep that night. Everybody who believed Jesus was praying for him. Peter, everyone else praying fervently for his release. So why is Peter asleep? Because he trusted in God. This isn't the only time, for instance, of Peter sleeping in the Bible. In the Garden of Gethsemane, on the night when Jesus was arrested, do you remember? Jesus said to Peter, James, and John, "Stay here and keep watch with me." That was in Matthew 26:38. Jesus went off to pray, came back and found them all sleeping. For the spirit is willing, Jesus said, but the body is weak. Jesus went off again and came back and found them sleeping again. And that happened a 3rd time. In Luke 9, Jesus took the same 3 men to a mountain to pray while they were there. Jesus was transfigured. Moses appeared on one side of him, and Elijah appeared on the other side of him. And Peter and the others had fallen asleep. That was in Luke 9:32. Peter woke up and blurted out, "Master, it is wonderful for us to be here." But in Acts 12, Peter slept a good sleep. He was in rest with God in his heart. But it was time for rest was over. The time of action has come. With help of an angel, Peter walked out of prison and resumed his ministry. Paul touched the theme of the time of rest, a time for action. In Romans 13, he said, "This is all the more urgent to know when it's too late and time is running out." Wake up, brothers and sisters, for salvation is nearer now than we first believed. His warning is addressed for all Christians. We need to be wide awake because time is short. We have neither been closer to the return of Jesus than right now. We're getting closer to him day by day. In our society that depends upon sleeping pills, tranquilizers, we take a lesson from Peter to know how to trust God. There is no time to rest, to be at peace with him, but there is also time to wake up. Be bold in our faith, to allow our faith to lead us out of this comfort zone, our sleeping zone. So let's tell others and let us too wake up and not waste our time. Amen?